In terms of who has to change, if we want to word it that way, I think everybody has to change something that they're doing, probably. But in my professional and personal experience, the people who need to change first are the loved ones. Because the addicts are not going to come to us and say, please set some healthy boundaries for me. That doesn't happen. They don't come and do that. So we need to set those boundaries. We need to look at ourselves and find out why we haven't been doing that. What's that about for us? What do we need to change? We need to change first before, if we want the addict or alcoholic, when I say addict, I mean addiction is addiction. If we want them to come out of their comfort zone, if that's what we want them to do, we need to come out of our own first. That make sense?
Yes. What are some of the addictive behaviors of loved ones of addicts?
Oh, they get totally enmeshed with the addict. Many of them pay their bills, bail them out of jail, let them stay at home without paying any rent or contributing in any kind of way, allow them to punch holes in the walls when they feel angry, or push them, shove them. All kinds of things that just to not create conflict. There's so much conflict there anyway, but just to be okay, just to make everything okay. And
what are some of the feelings that the loved one of an addict has?
The feelings are usually shame and guilt. I made this happen, and I'm totally ashamed, and nobody's going to understand, and I can't talk to anybody about this because I'm going to be severely judged. This is why loved ones need to have a way to come together, like in support groups, and talk to each other and know that they're not alone, or they need to talk to somebody like me, like a professional who understands how to change this, or maybe do both. Some of the other feelings are terror, so much fear that the addict they love is going to die, especially with things like the opioid crisis, which takes people out so fast. But even before that, people were totally afraid that, they'd overdose or they'd kill themselves, because addicts like to threaten that a lot. If you don't do this for me, I'm going to go kill myself. We need to take that seriously, but we also need to see it as it is, and much of the time it's manipulation, but we need to take it seriously in case it's not.
What was I going to ask you? Yes, what I thought was interesting was the work that you do with people. They could help someone who's not necessarily the loved one loving an addict. Like the tips and etc. that you give can help an individual no matter what situation they're in.
I've heard that. I've heard that from other people. Some people have said this is just should be a parenting manual or just a life manual, and it warms my heart to hear that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the tips are ways to live in a healthy way. But especially if you're in the situation where you're loving someone who's in active addiction, because kind of all bets are off that way.